Good morning, my dear students of class 9th. Now I am going to start the speech of Salarino from the Merchant of Venice. As you know, that Act 1, Scene 1 is going on, and the act is taking place in Venice, a street. Here, the speakers are Antonio, Salarino, and Salenio. Here you already read the speeches of Antonio, Salarino and Salenio. Now again here the speech of Salarino. He says, "My wind cooling my broth, my wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ague when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallows and of flats." My wind, he says, my wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ague when I blow upon my soup, when I desire to take soup, when I blow upon my soup to make it cold, I tremble with fever. I tremble with fever. Ague means fever. So I tremble with fever to think of a damage a strong wind might do on the sea. He says here, would blow me to an ague when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. Means I tremble with fever to think of the damage a strong wind might do on the sea. The sight I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallows and of flats. He says the sight of the sand running out from the hourglass. The sight of the sand running out from the hourglass makes me think of dangerous shallow waters and sandbanks. Shallow waters and sandbanks. And see my wealthy and too dogged in sand. He says, these make me imagine that my loaded ship, that my wealthy Andrew, these make me imagine that my loaded ship is grounded in sand. See my wealthy Andrew docked in sand. These make me imagine that my loaded ship is grounded in sand. Andrew docked in sand. Her mast dipped down. He says here, her mast, her here is used for ship. Andrew docked in sand, wailing her high top lower than her ribs to kiss her burial. Her mast dipped down lower than her sides. Lower than her sides. Wailing her high top lower than her ribs to kiss her burial. Lower than her sides as if trying to kiss the sand that surrounded her. Now he says, if I see, should I go to church? He says, should I go to church and see the holy edifice of stone and not bethink me straight of dangerous rock, which touching but my gentle vessel's side would scatter all her spices on the stream and robe the roaring waters with my silks. and in a word, but even now worth this and now worth nothing. He says, if I go to church to see the holy building of stone, if I go to church to see the holy building, the sacred building of stone, it makes me think of dangerous rocks. Because it is also made of stone. It makes me think of dangerous rocks. These I imagine could hit against the sides of my ship. These stones I imagine could hit against the sides of my ship and scattered her cargo of spices. And scatter her is used for a ship. And scatter her cargo of spices on the waters, and the floating rich silks would clothe the roaring waves. Covered the roaring waves. The silk cloths, the silk would clothe the roaring waves. In short, he says, it makes me think that at one moment I have so much. 1 minute before, at one moment I have so much, and the next moment I have nothing. All vanished, all vanished. Nothing, I have nothing. At the next moment, it makes me think that at one moment I have so much, and the next moment I have nothing. Here he says, shall I have the thought to think on this, and shall I lack the thought that such a thing be chanced would make me sad? If I can imagine all this could happen, if I can imagine all this could happen, I can also imagine the grief which the occurrence of such a disaster would cause me. If I can imagine the grief which the occurrence of such a disaster would cause me, I know, he says, I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise. I know that Antonio is sad because he is thinking of his rich cargo. He is thinking about his rich cargo. Antonio says, believe me, no, I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore my merchandise makes me not sad. Antonio says to them, believe me, it is not true. I thank my good fortune. I thank my good fortune because my business is not dependent on one ship, on a single ship, nor on any single location. My ships are in the broad too. I have so many ships. I have so many ships. My business is not dependent on one ship nor on any single location. My ships are in various locations. Nor does my financial position depend on the commercial enterprises of the current year. Nor my financial position depend on the commercial enterprises of the current year. Therefore, it is not my loaded ship that make me sad. It is not the reason. I am sad not for these reasons. It is not my loaded ships that make me sad. Then Sereno says here, when then you are in love. Sereno says, why? Then you must be in love. Antonio says, five, not. What nonsense you are talking? No. And what happens after that, you will study in my next video. Thank you so much, students. Good morning, my dear students of class 9th. Welcome to English literature class. Now again, here the Merchant of Venice must be in your hand. Open. Here the speech of Salarino, line number 50. Here, when Salarino says that you are in love, he says to Antonio that he is in love. Antonio denies it and says five, and he is not agree with it. And he says, what a nonsense! What nonsense you talk? Salarino says here, not in love neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not merry. He says, why not? Why not in love either? Then we may say that you are sad because you are not happy. We may say you are sad because you are not happy. And that was as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are merry because you are not sad. It would be easy for you, he says, Salarino says, it would be easy for you to laugh and jump about and say that you are happy because you are not sad. It would be easy for you. It is a very easy task for you to laugh and jump about and say that you are happy because you are not sad. Now, by two-headed Janus, nature hath framed strange fellows in her time. He says here, he says that now by Janus, the two-headed Roman god, I say that nature has created some strange men. Nature has framed strange fellows in her time. The nature has produced, nature has created some strange men. How? He says, some that will evermore peep through their eyes and laugh like parrots at a bagpiper, and other of such vinegar aspect that they will not show their teeth in way of a smile, though Nestor swear the jest be laughable. He says here, some that will evermore peep through their eyes and laugh like parrots at a bagpiper. He says here that some of them look out through their eyes. Nature has created some strange men. Some of them look out through their eyes, half closed with laughter. They laugh so much and laugh foolishly like parrots if they hear the sound of a bagpipe, a musical instrument. And other of such vinegar aspect that they will not show their teeth in way of smile, though Nestor swear the jest be laughable. Nestor, you must know, students, Nestor, who was Nestor? Question may come. So an old and wise Greek general, Nestor was an old and wise Greek general who fought in the Trojan War. A joke had to be extremely funny if Nestor laughed at it. Otherwise, he is always serious. He didn't laugh, he never laughed. Here he says, there are other men with some gloomy faces. Here he says, there are other men with such gloomy faces that they will not smile at anything, even if the grave Nestor, serious natured Nestor swears, saying that the joke is almost amusing. He might laugh. The joke, Nestor may laugh, but such type of people do not laugh. Such gloomy, because they have the gloomy faces, that they will not smile at anything. They become very serious. Even if the grave Nestor swears, saying that the joke is most interesting and amusing. Sereno says, here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman, Gratiano and Lorenzo. Fare well, we leave you now with better company. Sereno says, here comes your noble relative, kinsman, Bassanio, with Gratiano and Lorenzo. Goodbye, Antonio. We shall now leave you in a better company. They are better than us. They are better than us because they are your intimate friends. So we are going here. From here, Sereno says, I would have stayed till I had made you merry if worthier friends had not prevented me. Sereno says here to Antonio, I would have stayed here with you till I could make you happy. Till I had desire to make you happy. But if I would have stayed here with you till I could make you happy, if the arrival of your worthy friends had not prevented me from doing so. They have come here, so I am going from here. Antonio says here, your words is very dear in my regard. I take it your own business calls on you and you embrace the occasion to depart. Antonio says, no, I have great regard for you. I think that it is your business which takes you away from us. You have some business, you have some work. I think it is your business which takes you away from us. That is why you make use of this opportunity to live. You have got an opportunity, as Bassanio and Gratiano and Lorenzo have come here. So you have got chance to live from us and from here. That is why you make use of this opportunity to live. Now, Sereno and Sereno depart from there, and here next time, here in the scene, Bassanio, Lorenzo and Gratiano enter in the scene. And what happens, you will study in my next video. Thank you so much, students.